the old woman suddenly discovered her deceased husband had deceived her for 35 years. While sorting through his belongings that day, she unexpectedly found a roll of 8mm film. After watching the footage, she was utterly stunned. It contained the murder of a young girl. The camera angles made it clear this wasn't a movie at all, but rather a documentary-style recording. The elderly woman couldn't fathom why her honest husband would possess such material. To resolve her inner turmoil, she spent a fortune hiring private investigator Cage to uncover the truth. Yet when Cage witnessed the tape's contents, his scalp suddenly prickled with horror. The footage was utterly brutal. Afterward, Cage suggested handing the tape over to the police, but the old lady refused his advice. As a prominent local family, such an action would tarnish their reputation. She told Cage that if he could uncover the truth behind it, she would pay whatever it took. Yet it was precisely this case that led Cage to uncover a shocking secret. The next day, Cage went to the Population Investigation Bureau. He knew that identifying the girl was the key to investigating the tape, but the staff told him, hundreds of thousands go missing every year. Finding one person is like searching for a needle in a haystack. Cage had no choice but to randomly search through the records. After hours of fruitless searching, he turned his attention back to the tape, hoping to uncover clues within the footage. Sure enough, upon careful examination, he discovered the tape had been made 20 years prior. Then Cage noticed the tattoo on the killer's hand, a pentagonal design. After a month of relentless investigation, Cage finally located the girl from the tape. Her name was Mary, and she had vanished at just 16. To piece together Mary's story, Cage tracked down Mary's mother using the information. The mother revealed Mary frequently argued with her stepfather. On the day Mary vanished, she stormed out after a fight and never returned. Strangely, Mary hadn't taken any luggage with her. This made Cage increasingly suspicious. He immediately searched Mary's room, and soon made a major discovery. Inside the toilet tank, a sealed diary tucked inside the toilet tank. Inside was a note Mary had left for her mother, clearly stating the reason for her departure. It wasn't due to arguments with her stepfather, but because she had met a boyfriend. Her boyfriend had invited her to Hollywood to make movies. She planned to return home and tell her parents, only after becoming a star. Yet, after her departure, all contact ceased. To spare her mother the shock, Cage kept the secret from her. Instead, he noted down the name of Mary's boyfriend. Unexpectedly, when he arrived at the boy's home, the boy's father revealed his son was in prison. With no other choice, Cage went to the prison to find him. Only then did Cage learn the truth. It turned out Mary had indeed gone to Hollywood with him years ago, but soon after, she fell for the director, and he never saw her again. The man added that stardom wasn't easy. Only by taking the wrong path could one succeed. Realizing Mary had gone into adult films, Cage rushed to the local adult bookstore. Suddenly, a mask had caught his eye, the same type worn by the killer. Back home, Cage rewatched the tape. Sure enough, the mask matched the killer's. The next day, he returned to the adult store. The owner led him to an underground market. Here, the owner said, nothing is impossible to buy, only things beyond your imagination. Cage soon acquired 2 rare tapes. Their content, however, closely mirrored the details of Mary's murder. According to the shop owner, these girls all came from a shelter. Cage immediately went to this shelter and presented Mary's photo. The nun recognized the girl instantly upon seeing it, as Mary had been the most beautiful girl there back then, so her memory of her remained vivid. The nun then led Cage to a storage room and handed Cage the luggage Mary had taken with her. Inside the trunk, Cage made another discovery, a diary still tucked away. It contained the phone number of a film production company. Driven by his growing suspicions, Cage took the photo to the company. The boss froze upon seeing it, then muttered he didn't recognize her and turned to leave. Cage instantly sensed something was off. To investigate the boss further, Cage entered the apartment building across from the boss's office. While the boss was away, he secretly planted a listening device in his room. At first, Cage detected no unusual activity, but one day, after receiving a phone call, the boss abruptly rushed out of his office. This sent Cage into a frenzy. He swiftly followed from behind, trailing him all the way to a sprawling mansion in the suburbs. Clearly, this was where adult films were being shot. While Cage searched for the boss's whereabouts, the night security guard suddenly spotted him. Terrified, Cage had no choice but to bolt. The next morning, Cage called the boss, stating he now knew their secret, and asked if they had murdered Mary 20 years ago. Initially, Cage only intended to scare him. After hanging up, the boss instantly grew tense, immediately dialing another number to arrange for his henchman to handle the company's affairs. Finally, he booked a flight abroad. Little did he know Cage had intercepted the entire conversation. Realizing the boss was undoubtedly connected to Mary's death, Cage began investigating the man's background. It turned out the boss was a perverted director who would film anything as long as the money was right. To gain access, Cage pretended he wanted to make a movie and had a friend arrange a meeting with the boss. That night, Cage reviewed the purchased videotape. Unexpectedly, he made a major discovery. The tattoo on this masked man's hand matched the tattoo of the masked man who killed Mary. Excited, he immediately called his friend. His friend revealed the man was a veteran actor at the company, nicknamed The Machine for being a workaholic, who filmed movies 365 days a year. The next day, his friend received a call from the boss. Thus, they returned to the underground market. They bluntly stated they wanted to shoot a perverted film. claiming money was no issue but demanding one condition: machine must be cast. The manager agreed without hesitation, quickly escorting them to the production base. Only then did Cage catch sight of the male lead, yet Cage noticed the female lead was absent. Just as Cage grew suspicious, the manager raised a crossbow, aiming it at him. At that moment, a man in a suit approached. This man in a suit was the old woman's lawyer. Cage never imagined this lawyer was the real boss behind the scenes. He then forced Cage to hand over the videotape. Cage had no choice but to go back for it. On the way, Cage finally learned the truth. The lawyer wasn't the real boss at all. The true boss was the old woman's husband. It turned out her husband, who seemed honest and decent, was actually a complete pervert.